Well, to paraphrase Cam Newton, I'm back. I hope my return is a little more permanent and less painful than his has been. Mike Fisher reporting from Frisco, home of the Dallas Cowboys, where we're dealing with some tumult that is my fault, as near as I can tell. I'll explain where we've been here momentarily. No, I didn't catch COVID. No, I didn't die of old age. Very funny. And no, Marcia didn't put me in the doghouse. Let me get to some Cowboy issues first, as I'm flattered that you have opted to come find us on Fish Report 2.0. This is the just-in-case emergency version of the Fish Report. We are working with the powers that be to get back our keys to the original Fish Report, which is going now on 40,000 subscribers, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate that right now we probably have 40 subscribers to what we're doing here. But I think it's important that we have this, and so I appreciate very much you, if you subscribe as a member of Cowboy Nation to among the 40,000 people who are with us on the Fish Report, would you please do the same thing? I know it's a pain in the neck, but hit one more button, and please do that here for us. I don't plan on spending a great deal of time here unless we have to, and so we'll have that on our back pocket. I'll have it in mine, and if you please, you'll have it in yours, if you'll please subscribe to what we do here. Remind me, I'll remind myself, I'm gonna write it down right now, remind myself to explain what the heck happened. Okay. I think one of the big stories of the day is Dak Prescott, who, by the way, is the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year nominee for the Dallas Cowboys, and maybe a good chance of winning that, and that's about as high as honor as this league gives you, and that's something that Troy Aikman has won, and something that Jason Witten has won, and wow, Dak Prescott could add that to his mantle. Obviously, Super Bowls are also nice, but the greatest individual honor that the NFL can give you is this, and Dak is one of 32 honorees. We'll find out at that NFL Honors Show, Super Bowl week, who is the ultimate winner of that prize. But the subject of Daccuracy comes up as Jerry Jones does his visit on 105.3 The Fan on Tuesday, and the boys ask him about Dak's health, and what they're suggesting is any of the problems that the Cowboys are having on offense recently the result of Dak having a physical issue. And I think it's a perfectly legitimate question. It's a perfectly natural question, even though the answer is no. There is no physical problem with Dak Prescott. They're really not. I think we can talk about the footwork problem that's existed. And I suppose you could say footwork problem is tied to the ankle bone, which is tied to the shoulder bone and all that kind of stuff. But there's nothing particularly physically wrong with Dak that is any different than any other football player in Week 14. But Jerry took the question, as he often does. He's done this to me 10,000 times in 32 years. He takes your question about your subject and turns it into his answer about his subject. And Jerry's answer is, Mr. Shane, Mr. Ralph, this between us girls, the reason that Dak missed on some passes, Jerry suggests, is we ran some bad routes. What? So, where did this come from? Where did Jerry come up with this? This is where translating Jerry for 32 years, my specialty, comes in awfully handy. It's been theorized that Jerry said that because, oh shoot, there's three possibilities. Theory number one, Jerry's thrown him under the bus. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, tight ends, who's ever going out for a pass. It's your fault. Theory number two, he's protecting his precious Dak. He's putting a shield around Dak to deflect all criticism of Dak. That's theory number two. And theory number three, and this is the right one, the Cowboys on Monday, generally in a normal week, have gigantic staff meeting. And it's the coaches, scouts are in there, and then in this organization, of course, the general manager is in there, and the owner is in there too. That they don't do that in every building around the NFL on Monday mornings. They do it here. And Jerry is all ears in these meetings. There's times in these meetings when Jerry has questions. He's taken notes, but most of the time he's all ears. This is where this concept that Jerry is playing Coach Jerry is proven to be absurd. In the meeting, he's not in the meeting pretending that he can diagnose whether a bad route was run. He does not pretend that in the meeting. He might do a little of that on the radio, but not in the meeting. He listens in the meeting. And I think it's a very sound theory on my part, having translated Jerry for 32 years, that in a Monday meeting, in a wrap-up meeting of the Saints win, that somebody on the scouting department or somebody on the coaching staff said in the meeting with Jerry listening, yeah, we ran a bad route on that one. In fact, I can maybe guess which one it was. It's CeeDee Lamb over the middle, and CeeDee Lamb really should have turned this way for the ball, and instead he turned this way for the ball, and the next thing you know, it's an incompletion. I would bet you, I can't bet you $8 billion on it, but I will bet you $8 that that's where Jerry got his information. That one play from one assistant coach pointing out one flaw in a game, and then it comes out of that assistant coach's mouth, goes in Jerry's ear, goes through Jerry's brain, and then comes out here and becomes a different kind of story. And now off we go. That's the solution to who Jerry is blaming, who he's talking about, why he's bringing this up, when the question was about Dak's health, and the answer is about, you're circumcising a mosquito, but we got to run some better routes. CeeDee Lamb is a highly developed, for a second-year player, route runner. Michael Gallup in the New Orleans game, all he did was he had every toe in place. Every single toe was in the right place. And Amari Cooper ranks as among the very best route runners in football. So this is not an issue. Getting the Cowboys offense all on the same page, quarterback included, that is an issue. That'll help when Mike McCarthy gets back to the building, which the Cowboys expect to happen Thursday. And that's good. He said it was brutal having to watch that game in a hotel room on TV, where he felt sorry for the people in the adjoining rooms because they had to listen to this guy, this fan coach, yell at his TV, shout and cheer and hoot and holler at his TV. It turns out they're just like us, right? Just like the magazine says. What is that, Us Magazine? The stars, they're just like us. Mike McCarthy watched his TV just like you do. He wanted to punch it, he wanted to kick it, he screamed at it, and then in the end, he wanted to hug it. Back Thursday, not soon enough really though. The sooner would be the better. Cowboys players back in the building on Monday, and we will be back in the building on Wednesday, and we invite you to join us in this format or something. You can find us on social media, of course, at Fish Sports, and then find us here as well on the as yet titled Backup Emergency Fish Report 2.0. Randy Gregory should be coming back. That's the plan. We'll know for sure about his progress as the week progresses, but that's the plan. That's big. I think Neville Gallimore, Sir Neville Gallimore to you, helping stop the run is also important, and this team can use that. They've had some vulnerability there. Brent Urban now out for the year. And some other issues in the interior line. Tristan Hill, I don't know. I don't know. Tristan Hill in the news. We'll see how much he's in the game plan. Quentin Bohannon, the rookie. They've grabbed bags for answers here. Sir Neville Gallimore, healthy, was supposed to be, if you remember, go back to August, he's a starting defensive lineman here. And a run stopper, wide body, who can get upfield too. So we have our eye on him. But to add Randy Gregory, a playmaker, to a defense that already has Trayvon Diggs, Micah Parsons, and now Tank Lawrence. Tank Lawrence, 6 pressures on the quarterback in that game. Tank's back. As I've said many times, is this going to be a great defense? I don't think so, but does it have playmakers, great playmakers on it? That it does. Speaking of defensive greatness, Tank says we could be a top 5 defense. The math says that that might not quite be so. They have 19 interceptions. That's top one in the NFL. But in terms of yardage, they're not good at all. In terms of points, they're in the middle of the road. Can they spend the final month and change of the season being super? I suppose. And a good place to start, of course, would be Washington on Sunday. I will be in Washington with the Cowboys all weekend long. So we invite you to come along for the ride. We'll be at the rickety new stadium, and we'll be with the Cowboys every step of the way. So please join us. Moves. Somebody said, Blake Jarwin's back. No, not exactly. Blake Jarwin has been moved off the COVID, but he's still on the IR. But Terrence Steele has been moved off the COVID, back onto the regular roster. And who's going to start at right tackle? Jerry says, both. I got a haircut, but I left enough to still pull out at the idea that you have two starting right tackles. It is absurd. And if we're trying to search for reasons, why does it seem like there's a lack of continuity in the offensive line? Don't coaches like continuity? Apparently not anymore. Since we rotate left guards and right tackles around here now. Never seen it before. Don't want to ever see it again. But I guess we're going to see it on Sunday. Terrence Steele and Lyle Collins. Pick the better player and pick the best five. And the best five, based on the performance in recent goings, now doesn't include Connor McGovern. He's not a better player than Lyle Collins. And the Cowboys obviously think that Terrence Steele is as good a player as Lyle Collins. Really weird how they're stepping on their own tail here. Notice I said tail because I'm trying to stay out of YouTube trouble, as always. Now, the explanation for the YouTube trouble. It appears as though somehow, some way, certainly not on purpose, mostly through my ignorance and incompetence, I used a copyright something that is in the Cowboys portfolio. I'm working on explaining to YouTube that after 40 years of doing this, 32 years of my relationship with the Cowboys, I have no interest in breaking any rules. It's just not my thing. I don't even drive 66. And happily, I'm getting help from the Cowboys themselves to try to intervene. It does become a legal thing because either they think I screwed up badly or I screwed up badly, and I'm willing to accept the latter. As I've told anybody that will listen, I'll take all the blame as long as I can have my precious channel back. So that's being worked on. I appreciate the people inside the Star who are helping to work on it, and hopefully that will be remedied. In the meantime, will you please subscribe to this channel? You probably already subscribed to 10, including Fish Report, or 5, or 100, or 20. So one more. That will be a favor between us. When we get up and running again in some capacity, by the way, as a reward for your patience, I'm going to just start giving stuff away. So I'm going to say first 10 subscribers get this, the next 10 subscribers get that. I'm going to make it worth your while to bother with my hoo-ha. So thank you for doing so. In Frisco with the Cowboys, again, hit the subscribe button to this, and then be patient with me as we try to get Fish Report back up and running. If not, we'll have Fish Report 2 Junior for your pleasure as we work our way through it. Again, I appreciate very much all the people that messaged me, emailed me, called me, stopped me at the Kroger's and said, what in the world is going on? And now you know. In Frisco with the Cowboys, Fish out.